Hi friends, welcome to T channel. In our last class, we created we created the DTO part. Employee DTO I have created. Now I have made simple registration system. Right, these are all the records I'm going to add it into my database. So what I did here is in this video I have what I did here is I have created the package. First I have created the package service. Inside the service package, I have created the interface employee IMPL, right? So we have to create the class employee service. I have created inside the service package two things: employee service. This is the interface, right? This is a class. I have created a class which is a service IMPL, right? So we have created two different classes, right? Now, first what I did here is first in the controller. First you have to go to this controller, right? You go here, go to my map. When the front end the request when you register the form, it's come to the where controller will be passing a request to the service, right? So that same thing will happen here when the controller here passing the request to the service. So we have in the service package have created two different files: employee service, employee IMPL. If you go to the employee service, this is not a class, this is an interface. So right click here, new. Here at the class, you have to select as interface and you have to give the name, right? So interface, right? You have to create interface, this one. This is, you have to make it as class. Which class? Employee IMPL. You have to implement, you have to put the implements keyword to employee service. It's implemented this employee service. This is just an interface only. Okay, this method only it's work. The interface will be telling to here how the record is added, right? So I will be talk later. So first we have to see the flow first, right? First here, first what I did here is, first you can see here, I have, this is the auto inject. You have to inject. Okay, first here you can see you have to write here auto where, right? This is insert into the inject into our service, right? You have to write auto where private employee service. You have to create the object employee service. Here we have to create public string what save employee. First you can observe this one request body when the front this is a front end front. If you if it is a employee form, there is a different fields: employee name, salary, contact number, all the stuff, right? So all the things are coming like a DTO. It's coming over here DTO. So here we separately be added in the DTO I have created. If you are not watch my last video tutorial, you go and watch it, then only you will be understand, right? So here requires employee DTO, It coming here employee DTO. This all the details will be coming here employee DTO, right? The same thing here. If you go to the DTO, you can see the same details, right? Okay. Then what I did here is you have write string variable ID equal employee service. It's called to this, all the details will be we are passing to the employee service, right? So you can add any method, right? So here if I added employee, add the employee, okay, employee, add the employee, we have to passing this, what is the details are coming here, it will be passing this object is call it here, right? Service, the service will be passing to where, if you click here, if you click is this one, service will be passing to where, it will be passing to, sorry, the control will be passing to the service. You go to the service, this same add method will be there in the service folder. Here, this service, it is passing to the, this all the data into the, this all the data, which data, this all the data into the add employee method, where it's there employee service, add the employee. So employee service, you can see employee service, you have to create a string employee, add employee. So it's coming here data, all the data, what is the data you are sending from the controller, it's coming into the service. This is the interface, okay, this is just the interface, it implemented to here employee service IMPL. So here you have to put the annotation service over here, auto-where. So here this one I'll talk it later, right? So here there is the method which is add the employee. get all the details here from this interface. What I did is we have to create the employee object, employee, customer. Customer is an entity. Okay, why are we creating the employee over here? You have to understand, you must understand these things, because all the records, it's going to add it into the entity. Entity is the part where it will be communicate with the database. I already, that in the theory, I told you the entity, the part where communicate with the database, right? So what I did is we have to create the object of customer employee here. What also you can create any object. I have created the employee here. Say employee, right? Employee, create the employee object. So here, this one DTO. After that, what I did here is here it will be coming here DTO. This format here coming DTO dot get employee ID. DTO get employee name. This all the data are coming from this one here. Here the get employee ID, get employee name. This all things, right? Okay. After that, this all things are set up like this. After that, we have to do employee repo. Repo is a query part. We have to write the query in our core Java. We have to write the query, insert into that particular table name. The same thing, right? So we have go create the package repository. Inside repository, we have to add this annotation, enable JPA repository. This is repository here. Use public interface employee repo, extend this one JPA repository. Here you have a two arguments. Employee, this one should be the, what is this? Entity. Employee entity is an integer. We are called as entity integer. This is a primary key. Okay, if you go here, this is a primary key. Right? This is an int. That's the primary key there. ID and the entity name, you have set it here over here. Right? Set it over here. Now what I'm going to do is set it over here. Employee name, set it over here in the repo. Right? Now what I'm going to do is it will be, we have to calling to here auto private. Here we have to add the create the object employee repo. It's a repo. We have to call it here. Repo the part where it will be. Repo means repository. Here we have got the diagram. Service will be passing the repository. Repository part can't directly add the record into the database. In between repository and database, there's a part which is an entity. So the data is go through the entity via the entity. So here you can see here, this is the entity. We have to create the employee, create the object. Finally, we all the DTO is passing here over here. After that, what I did here is employee repo. This is employee repo. There is a method which is save. The customer, which is a customer, is an entity. The employee is an entity. It will be passing here. This employee passing here, according to added into the database. After that, it will be getting the name of the employee name. Right? Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Let's run again. Stop and run. We can share it will be coming through the console. If there is no error, it will be working. Let's check whether it's working fine or not. Hello. Now it's working here. You can see that it's working. The JVM is running successfully. Now what I'm going to do is go back to our Postman. So this URL, you have typed the URL. So here the Postman. For a second, you have to pass it as the post map. This is a post. Okay, this is a post one here. You are posting the values, not get any values. You are posting. So this control, you can see here. You have tried post mapping save method, right? So here we have this is the API running for here request mapping. So we have right here the port where this is the port. Okay, port. If you have any doubt about the port, you can go to the application property. You can see the port. This is a port where our Spring Boot application is running. So the particular port API v1 the employee save. Okay. So here this is a JSON format. You have write like this: employee name, address, employee. How to get this one? Simply go back to our project. Employee detail. This one. You just copy this one. This all the properties you just copy, paste it over here. You get it here, and you write like this format, right? So here we have to change the name and all. I will be explain something, right? Click send button. Here the name will be added into the hurry. This one you have to return. You have to put the return here. Once you add the record, you will be return. You have to put the return. Where you will put the return here, right? So now let's go and check the database whether it's working fine or not. So how to get check with the database? This is the database. I always show you how to configure this one. You double click on this one. Here our record is saved in our table. Here, successfully table. This is how we add the records into the database using API. Okay, this is API. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. If you love my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching.